study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Your LinkedIn feed can give you daily insights from your professional community. It cannot keep you updated on the daily office gossip.
Oh my gosh, no way.
It can help you stay informed on the latest news and trends in your industry. It cannot stop your boss from trying to start a new office trend. Who's ready for Flip-Flop Fridays? And while we can't stop all of the office jargon,
Does this vibe with our collaborative lattice work metric?
LinkedIn can start taking your career to new heights. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
As we speak, there might be something that is not human floating in our atmosphere, in the orbit of Earth, that could be monitoring us, watching us, and listening to everything that we do. This is called the Black Knot Satellite, and when I tell people I want to make small talk, it's these kind of things I want to talk about. So settle in, take your edible, and let's get right down to it. So first off, the Black Knot Satellite is not just a myth or a conspiracy. We can actually see it in our orbit, and there's tons of photos of it. Now, what the photos are picturing is what is up for debate. Some people, the most people that want to, theorize about this, say that it is a satellite. Some scientists and NASA experts are going to say that it's space debris. It's some kind of thermal blanket. It's whatever. Other experts have looked at what's supposed to be a thermal blanket and said that if it is a thermal blanket, it is literally 100 foot long. It is a massive structure.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
A lot of times I like to joke in these videos, but you all heard that, right? We're going to move slightly down the trail before we continue this story. So, Nikola Tesla actually first observed this weird phenomenon of some kind of satellite radio wave or something right above us, this mosquito. So help me, Lord. Please let me make it through this video. Nikola Tesla observed in 1899, when he was first experimenting with different radio waves, that there seemed to be an intelligent radio signal being sent back to him when he would send up radio waves into the atmosphere. Now, he was just actually starting this off as a radio test on different, radio waves and different, things like that, how it could be used. He was not expecting to get any kind of response back, but he did. Now, scientists will actually tell you that this is something called natural space radio waves. You can look that up if you want, and technically it's a real thing. Scientists would like us to believe that radio waves just come from space naturally. You don't find that suspicious? That we can we created a very unique machine that reads radio waves and those things just already existed? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I thought we made radio waves, but apparently things in space give off radio waves. But here's the thing. They can't say for certain what gives off the radio waves. They say that there's like pulsars. They say it could be black holes. They say it could be dying stars, like way off in the distance. Damn! But the truth is, we just don't know. I hate summertime. Bring me back fall and winter where all these bugs will die. Fast forward to 1928, a Norwegian radio operator is also getting what's called echo radio signals back. So whatever radio signals he was sending out were getting bounced back to him in pretty much the same way. It'd be kind of like if you go hello and you hear the echo of hello back. He was hearing his radio signals back, but it had never happened before. So why did it start happening now? He started playing around with this, and he found out that it doesn't always happen. He can do it under the same atmospheric conditions, but it doesn't always happen. And we didn't know about satellites at the time, but it would make sense now if it was only working when the Black Knight satellite was actually over his exact spot and it was bouncing the radio wave back down to him. Now, the Black Knight satellite doesn't get mentioned for the first time until quite a bit later, because we did not know what the term satellite had not truly been coined in the way we know it today, because it hadn't happened yet. Now, here is where it takes a turn into the supernatural and the paranormal when it comes to UFOs. 1954, a military operative actually reports that there are 2 satellites orbiting Earth. Now, that's important because you heard the date, 1954. The first satellite was not successfully launched until 1957 that we know of, and that was the Sputnik 1, the Russian satellite. So 3 years prior to there being any satellites of our own, and when I say of our own, I mean humankind, in the atmosphere, we can detect 2 of them on a radar system. Why? Now, years later, this military file was actually redacted, and they made this big conspiracy up about that guy was somebody that was trying to sell books about UFOs, because UFOs were kind of a craze at this time, because this was not too long after the whole Roswell situation. So that's their way to explain it away again. There's always like some kind of like coin, like explanation. I ain't gonna have no blood left by the time this video's over. There's always like some kind of phrase they come out with, or some kind of explanation that's just so weird and one-off and niche every time there's one of these instances involved, right? It is so frustrating to deal with the government and their files, and things will get sealed for 50 and 60 years. And we see the prime example right here. Somebody from within their system in the military reported this. It gets dismissed only years later after it caught fire. It wasn't dismissed at first. It was only dismissed years later because we didn't even know if a satellite was truly possible yet, because we didn't prove the theory until 3 years later. But that's what they're describing. Hey, there's something in the atmosphere. It's orbiting. It comes back around every so many, weeks, days, whatever, however months, however long it takes for it to orbit. And then we just dismiss it. Some UFO researchers always say that our technology actually comes from aliens. And a lot of people theorize that this technology, satellite technology, also comes from aliens, because like I said, 1954, we see 2 satellites orbiting our Earth, and then 3 years later, we come out with satellites of our own. It's almost like we saw the technology. Maybe we somehow harvested one, shot one down. I don't know how that would have even been possible, but I'm just saying, look at the weirdness with Roswell, and then immediately after the famous Roswell crash, we came out with advanced aircraft that were light years ahead of the aircrafts that we already had. And a lot of people say that we reverse engineered the spaceship that crashed. Somehow this satellite, did it accidentally crash? Did it come to Earth and we reverse engineered it and we, came up with the satellite theory? Because it's strange that just 3 years apart, we saw something that we didn't know how to explain, and then all of a sudden, boom, we have them of our own. Now, some people have theories about this that is not alien, that it's actually humankind. So we've done videos before about how I think that our civilization has possibly reset multiple times. Like, I think we have been this far advanced multiple times. And there was a great flood like we hear about in the Bible. There was a mud flood like we hear about in Tartaria. There was a meteorite like we've heard about with dinosaurs. There was some kind of gigantic volcano eruption. Something happened that blasted us back into the Stone Age, maybe for thousands of years. And we're just now getting back to a point that we're advanced. And we might be advanced in different ways than we were previously. Like before, we might have figured out how to do geothermal energy for everything, because our atmospheres would be different in each one of these resets. So, solar energy might be a thing that they couldn't harvest back then because the atmosphere was actually too thick. There's all kinds of, and if you guys want to go down that rabbit hole of UV rays and how our atmosphere is different, that might be why we hear about in the Bible people living 700 years, is because back then we know that UV rays do kill us all at some point eventually. That's like the true reason why we die, is UV light rays. It's not a topic for today. All right. Where was I even at? So they think that this might have actually been a relic from a previous civilization that had gotten as advanced as we are now, and that we are just recovering technology. If you also want to go down another crazy rabbit hole, it's that we did not create the internet, but we rediscovered the internet. And the reason why computing power is increasing so fast day by day by day is we're just now really figuring out how to use it. And AI and all this other stuff is nothing that we created. That is stuff that we were discovering, and we had to figure out how to make computers that could access it the way we do today. There's a reason why the military had the internet way before we did. Now, there are some darker thoughts about what the Black Knight satellite is. Some people say it is the watcher in the sky. It's the dark watcher, if you will. And they're essentially just waiting for humans. It's some faraway civilization is just waiting for humans to be smart enough or intelligent enough to either bring us into their space coalition or to destroy us. If we go down the violent road, which it seems like we're on right now, they might blast us back into the Stone Age again, let us reset, see if we figure it out better the next time. Or if we take a path of enlightenment and peace, which is probably never going to happen with this timeline we're on now, that they'll actually accept us in and they'll teach us more technologies and they'll bring us into some kind of like galactic trade system, almost like, if you will, with Star Wars and Star Trek and all this other crazy stuff. We might be just a uncivilized, primitive planet. Just like how when we put up cameras in the woods, like game cameras and, hidden cameras to watch animals and to observe animals, this might be their way of just observing us. That's one of the other theories. The last theory is that it is a alien probe of some kind, and it's pretty much their way to communicate with the aliens that are already here, living amongst us on our planet, or that are hidden amongst us. There's different theories on that as well, whether they look like us and act like us because maybe they are us, or that they're hidden amongst secret bases and stuff, and that's why sometimes you see UFOs, but that's like pretty much like a telephone system for them to reach the ones that are already here. There's a ton of theories on it. Would love to hear what you guys think about this. I mean, this is a wild theory, I know. The Black Knight satellite is a wild rabbit hole to go down to. And when I say Black Knight, if you want to look it up on your own, it's spelled with a K, like a medieval night, not like it's nighttime outside. If you guys love this stuff, you'll love our other stories that we do. It's called Matt from Nomads on Spotify and Apple Podcast, and on YouTube it is called Nomads Animal Reserve. Seems like the coyotes are howling. It's time for me to go in. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching this. The link for that podcast stuff is going to be in our comments. Have a wonderful night and keep your mind open.